How's everyone doing today? This is Out with Commander on a Budget. Today's video is going to be a little different. I kind of felt inspired by last Saturday's video of us going over landfall on a budget, and today I want to tackle another deck building strategy on a budget. I'm going to tackle auras, force equipments, because they're technically the same thing, or like the same kind of strategy. You want to suit up creatures, make very good attacks, get a bunch of value for it, etc., etc. So let's hop on into it. So first up, we're going to start off with the aura section. Some really great commanders for this are Tuvasa the Sunlit, Sithis Harvest Hand, which is actually one I'm planning on making here in a little bit, along with Alayla Artful Provocateur. These are all fantastic Enchantress commanders, especially Alayla because she can double as not just an Enchantress commander, but also an equipment commander because of her ability, but we'll get into that later into the video. So some cards I would run in this strategy. This card's also fantastic for the equipment strategy is like Nettle Cyst, which came out and is still fairly cheap. I would also run a lot more similar effects to that, such as Ethereal Armor, All That Glitters, which is good in both strategies, and Ancestral Mask, which actually just covers enchantments on the entire battlefield. We also have a bunch of really interesting equipment commanders we can do. I really like Akiri Fearless Voyager. This is actually a deck I'm debating on making. I just think because it has built-in card draw when you equip and unequip, makes it very valuable for Voltron strategy. With that also being said, I also personally like Sir Gwyn, Hero of Ashvale, just because of the card draw. It also has a little bit of a Night Tribal theme, which already has a lot of support to begin with. And you can also run a bunch of different other ways to do it, especially with Ardent Intrepid Archaeologist, which we've also gone over here on the channel. It's just fantastic for artifact-based decks. Some really fun equipment I like using, or at least what I have done in the past, is Gold Vein Pick. It can net you treasure, it's cheap to cast and cheap to equip. I also really like Mask of Memory. It lets you draw cards, discard cards to fill your graveyard in case you have like a sub-theme. Again, also very cheap to cast and cheap to equip. But a really big thing that I want to talk about on the strategy is the big problem that they have is not keeping enough creatures. I think the biggest way to mitigate that is tokens. Similar to Alayla, I want more card effects that give me tokens whenever we do our main strategy, whether it be enchantments or artifacts, or cards like Efficient Construction, Golem Foundry. Also, cards like Mirrodin Besieged are absolutely fantastic, plus they double as a win condition. I also really like Myrsmith being a consideration for Voltron decks, considering it can make you tokens in white, which you rarely ever see for artifact decks. For the aura-based decks, you have Sigil of the Empty Throne. It makes you 4/4 Angels, which are really great bodies, and they have evasion. There is also Archon, the Sun's Grace, which can give you another layer of evasive tokens that you can attach auras to, plus can give all your Pegasus lifelink, which can help you come back in the game. So those are some cards and some ideas that I would like for y'all to consider if you're trying to make the deck not just on a budget, but a little bit more efficient. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all want to see.